Hey guys, welcome back to Confirmed RM YouTube channel. Getting back into another XRP video, but interestingly enough, we have good news with XRP. I wouldn't say necessarily for XRP itself, but Brad Garlinghouse and Chris Larson having their case against, the SEC against them dismissed. So I guess that's why we see XRP pumping. Interesting how that works. But everyone looks like they got excited and people have bought. So, only a couple things to note here. Obviously we haven't broken through our 52 region. That's where we kind of were before. We had made our rounds back up, hit there twice, and then came back down, held on to 236, and now pushing on our way back up. What I can say is that we are above all moving averages here, the 200-day as well. So best case scenario, coming back down here on top of this 20-day. So what you'd want to do is turn this as a support now, fly ourselves on back up. But it looks like we don't need this. But if we actually think about what our strong move, what we actually did on the downside, we have actually done that. We did exactly the move to the downside. Like, this is what we were expecting. We were expecting around 47 and a half. We missed it by about 0.08%. Something very small, but that exact width of that candle was exactly what we came down to. So we got a corrective move. We have a corrective move formed. So this move isn't exactly what you would say uncalled for, but because we had completed our move to the downside, and now we were just kind of in limbo there. But we could have grabbed this, I guess, if we wanted to, and we can see if we have anything that actually shows this width. Even here to the first stop, you would see up here to around 51 cents. So let's just step back. Let's think about what's going on. So what we're going to want to do is grab a short-term Fibonacci, which we could do here. Grab a short-term one. Grab it right there. Go from the top that was formed over here, which is that's a double top right there. So we'll just grab right here, go to the bottom, just like this. You can see we hit our head right here, the 618 on the short term. So actually, we can get rid of this one so we can see what's going on. Double bottom, got through. So now it looks like, like that 50 cent is going to be the retracement right there if we're able to hold above the 20-day moving average. But worst case scenario, just turning that ceiling into a support, which would be the most ideal situation here. Getting that kind of W sort of formed. So keep this level right here, which would be the most bullish situation for us, taking that retracement ceiling out. So basically that's right here, 49 and 9/10 to 50 cents, just in between that region. So if we're able to keep that region, I would expect right there to 53 basically within this week, within the weekend, because we're turning around on the MACD here. We're just getting that starting to show up here on the MACD. Let's zoom in a little bit. I can actually show you better. We're just started to cross bullish again, getting this nice. This is a nice push. Like, we haven't seen many big candles like that come out of a nice volume push. So it looks like we might be in for a good, interesting ride. It typically don't see like a huge candle followed by a small one. Not like that. At least in this case, you have some good news. So the last time we saw some good news, that's what, what ensued afterwards was a nice push up to resistance. So we have that possibility right now, but we need to kind of reel ourselves in, understand that news can drive stuff like this sometimes. Like, I don't think anyone actually expected this, but we got to understand how to conduct ourselves when something like this happens. Not just FOMOing in immediately either. It's just kind of not dumbing it down, but kind of just understanding it at like a more plain basic level of what's going on. Because in the actuality, what this shows me is we got a good support there at 47. You're going to go sideways here a little bit. We're kind of reversing a trend here. So if we actually get a day close, as you can see right here, we're at 54 minutes until day close. We're going to want to see us close back up above this 20-day moving average. That 20-day moving average is right there above 50 cents. And then this could be a signal of us actually starting to push around and actually turn ourselves around, get up to that 53 cents within the next couple of days, and actually like go from there and go forward. So what you could wind up doing is grabbing something more, I wouldn't say like that, but I would just have this side on the bottom here. I'd have this line on the bottom, and I don't think we really have anything to go from Maybe we do. Let me see. If I grab this, go from the side, maybe that's the call. Maybe like that. But you're coming out of a downtrend, so it's a very iffy region. So I just want to see. Really want to see how this plays out. I mean, it is a bullish thing to see us come back up 4% when the rest of the market gets kind of stagnant. I mean, Bitcoin's not doing terrible either. It's up about 1% today. Really, really, really battling a resistance right now. So this is what I think this is more so what determines what we're going to wind up doing is Bitcoin just battling this 28.8 right here. 28. It is having one hell of a time. So I think that's going to determine which direction that we wind up going with XRP here. But let me see what that move could wind up being. And right back up there to 57. So I think if we battle out of this right, the worst case scenario, it happens mid to late November if we actually wind up just bouncing back and forth in here. But if this actually is to turn around, we could see that. I don't know. What are your thoughts? I mean, just a couple days ago, we saw a cross between our 50 and 200-day moving average. A few days before that was our 100-day and 50. And before that, it was the 20-day and 200. So at the moment, I don't necessarily just want to get up on the floor and start just freaking out saying we're going to be going to the moon. Realistically, our ceiling's sitting there at 54.7. As you can see, you have not one, but two and three, 4 attempts to try getting through 54.7. So I think really just the 57 target and up there to around that 64 is really only validated if we can get back above the 54. Because right now we're in a weird kind of bouncing around echo chamber of 48 to 54, 48 to 54, 48 to 54. And as you can see, if you zoom back, it's how it's been since March, just bouncing around in this range exactly. Obviously, except for a little bit of a push out we had seen with it rally when we got the news, but it was the immediate draw right back down. Because it was separate, tied not to the market, but to news. And as you guys know, you sell the news. Oh, it happened the other day with Bitcoin when it flew up, hit almost 29,500, immediately sold off around that $2,000, and it was $150 billion liquidated in a span of an hour. So just something to note. But this is about what my thought process is. I'm going to see how we can genuinely get through here. I would want to see really a close above 51.5, get a nice close above that 50-day moving average right here, and really start to turn things around here on the daily. And then we can kind of understand and push ourselves to the 54.7. But until we get that confirmation and understanding, we need to have that conversation. As you can see, we had a good 15-day push. Actually longer than that. If we go to the daily here, we had a good, basically, month of just good positive volume here in the MACD, even though it was just kind of just drawing back and forth, just ranging. And here in the daily, if it closes the way it does and opens the way it does tomorrow, and things go sideways or go green, we could actually turn slightly bullish for a short-term period and push ourselves up there to the 54.7. But that when we get there, it's going to be a nail biter, and that's when I'm going to be super, super glued to the screen, seeing how we negate or maneuver around that 54.7. So regardless, guys, great to hear regardless, seeing such good news, seeing XRP pop up 5%, at one point almost 6.5%. So it's just times like this make you question your FOMO, question if you should keep stuff in your wallet versus buying versus selling. It's designed to do that. But hope you guys are having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are. I appreciate every single one of you. Hope you guys are having a wonderful day. I actually may not be around this weekend. I'm actually going to go visit some family, so I'm just letting you know if I'm not able to post. That is why I'm not. Hope you guys have a great one, and have a good rest of your week and weekend. Bye, guys.